One of the things people have been asking for is content more focused on not combat. I am pleased to say, or rather displeased to say, there's still combat in the new update coming out. But there's also not combat in the update coming out. We're going to have a big cargo focus. It's actually pretty similar to Supply or Die in how it's spreading out your choices. But you got four main ones. First, you got resource gathering, mining. Someday, once Maelstrom is in the game, salvage will also add on to this because you'll be able to just salvage iron from a spaceship and then turn that in. But this is saying players will be asked to source and gather X resources. We saw this while we were playing. Basically, you can just... It tells you which moon or planet it is expected that you find a specific resource. And then you can go to that place and find that resource, mine it up as much as you want. There's no limit. There's no top limit or bottom limit as to what you can get. And honestly, it's not owned by anybody. So you can basically mine up what you want, pass it to a friend. That friend can go turn it in. He comes back, pass it back to his ship. You guys switch, you turn in the next load, and you just keep switching back and forth, and you can just rack up huge amounts of points doing this. All of these things that we're talking about here will add towards overall points for one of 4 different teams. That is Crusader, ArcCorp, Person, or Microtech. And also yourself specifically. And then we'll get rewards based on both if we're on the winning team and how many points we put towards our team. So you get the chance to kind of progress on your own, but also you can see the event overall laying out ahead of you. We've got a couple other options as to how you can get the cargo. The whole point of this is just to get a specific resource. These are the resource gathering missions that they talked about last year. Next option is recovering cargo. Players go to retrieve cargo from a vessel that was broken down or been attacked, or retrieve cargo from a stolen stash. I have done one of these. There are different versions of them though. So within this option, you have the choice of going to a spaceship that's derelict, that's been busted, and you need to retrieve the cargo from that. I've also been sent to a kind of forward operating base location that's a little more outlaw themed, and that allowed me to steal back some of the cargo. I actually met up with another player there. Y'all might remember from Friday. I met up with another player while we were there and helped them load their Idris with a bunch of boxes. So this is a deliver material donation one. And this was like what got me in. You have to do one specific mission to get into whatever company you want to work with. And even after you do that, you're not locked out of the other ones. You can always switch company if you want. So it's like a quick, easy 3 SCU delivery. You get 100,000 credits for it, which is kind of ridiculous. And so I took that and did that delivery, which was cool. And then we took another one. So this was a small ship needs help mission. I believe that is on here. Yeah, so this is the support attacked ship. Defend a cargo ship from waves of pirates trying to destroy and rob the ship. This is another way to get involved, and I didn't even have to take a cargo ship. We were just fighting with the Hornet. So even if you do like combat and you want to get involved in this global event, you don't have to go and attack other people to get involved. You can literally go and play PvE, attack a bunch of NPCs, and still get credit for whatever it is you're doing towards the ultimate goal and towards the reward you can get. Obviously, some people want to ruin people's days. This is just for the people who, want to still get PvE combat in. Here's the reward screen real quick. I know this is all low quality. You guys know the story. We are getting the capture card. But you can see that, like, you can easily switch teams and you get rewards at each sort of milestone here as you continue adding more boxes. So here's another resource thing that you can do. This was the one that sent me out to the outpost to go retrieve the boxes. And that's the recover cargo. So again, it can be at different locations, but as long as you are cool with the possibility of other players showing up there, there are a lot of locations they send you to, and the people that I saw at all of them were pretty friendly. And it's Wave 1 PTU, so we're not doing PvP anyways. We'll see how that goes in the long term. Besides that, there was also the, obviously, just regular old hauling contracts. Retrieve resources that have been processed and are ready to be delivered. This literally just sends you to a location, you pick up some boxes, you deliver them, case closed. And like there are hundreds of locations around Stanton, so the chances that you're going to get camped repeatedly at doing this are a lot lower than they are, even I think in Supply or Die. Definitely in something like the Hathor facilities that had you like going to a specific place to try and get stuff. And that's Another big thing with this that we need to really kind of remember, because this is going to disappear at some point. This is an event. All the other stuff was not. And that's probably part of why Elliot was so adamant to try and nail that home, because after the sandbox activities that have been coming out recently are meant to stay permanently in the game, this is a global event and it will probably only run for a short amount of time and then be gone. And then maybe you'll run again at another time and be gone. But it's not necessarily the kind of thing that's just always going to be around for you to go and do whenever you want. I think that'll actually add a nice contrast to the sandbox activities and make it a little more apparent to people that those locations are there for good and they don't have to be too worried about them not being able to go within like a month of them showing up. So that is mainly the event, and it's been interesting to see how different people are doing it so far. I've seen folks cargo hauling. I obviously, like I said, did the recovery stuff. I've seen people doing some mining, and I've heard that some folks are doing pirating, of course. So it is good to maybe have a buddy with you, but ultimately stick to the safer areas, the safer methods of doing this, and take the PvE combat missions. And I think you guys should be good on PvE and getting a little more diversified gameplay. We'll see how it goes. That's a first look at this new event.